hard drinks, alcohol has
Oh yeah,
a lot of
definitely.
calories.
So I drink like maybe a rum and Coke Light.
And Coke Light.
Yeah, rum and Coke Light. Or sometimes I wouldn't even
What
drink
about
at all.
Pika Pika? What Pika Pika?
No Pika Pika. No food.
I
Nothing.
see.
Or Zesto.
They better get you to
Be like,
endorse.
I'm hungry.
When
Two
you
Zestos.
drink, you know, when you drink and then you get, like if you drink beer, you get hungry.
Yeah, you do. So I wouldn't really drink as much. Even until now, I'm not much of a drinker. I like going out and dancing around and like saying hi to people.
Oh, he
yeah.
loves to dance.
In fact,
He's a
yeah.
fantastic dancer. Even when he
naman.
was fat, he was a great
Really?
dancer.
Yeah, in fact, I'd rather
can
just
triple turn.
dance and do shots na lang than drink, like hold the drink.
Yes,
and,
yes.
He'll dance non-stop for like an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
How
Yeah, I can.
nice. Oh, we have to go out.
Yeah, let's do it.
He dances
Which was,
well.
I think, part of the reason why I lost weight also, because like at that time it was still zoo that was uso. Remember the one in
Yes.
Shangri-La?
Yeah, yeah.
So we would go to
Shangri-La.
zoo and just dance the whole night.
Ah.
And then,
okay,
you know,
so,
I'd go home, naka-exercise na ako,
Yes, yes.
pagod ka na, tulog ka, and then you reward yourself the next day with your fried chicken.
fried chicken at 3 o'clock, 3:30.
Yeah.
Okay, so dancing,
Yeah.
lessen the carbs, and then
Don't eat dinner.
Don't eat dinner. Ah.
That's hard. No, and it's unhealthy. I don't think any doctor would even.
And sleep early.
That's
recommend
why
that.
it's the most
Yeah.
amazing diet. That no one don't do this at
But I
home.
guess,
do
you know,
it.
like if you have a certain lifestyle, you just
Change
it a bit. It depends on the person's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like it may not work on other people.
Right.
But on you, like, you know, since you sleep late,
Yeah.
I mean you know, you sleep late, you wake up late,
Mhm.
then you know, you eat at night and then you lessen that.
Plus, at that time, I was very young also. And so
It's
it's
easy-
easier to lose
easier
weight
to
when
lose
you're
weight.
much younger. I think if I did that diet
Now
now,
it
I
works.
would still lose, but not
as fast.
drastic as that.
So when
'Cause
you were
like-
losing little by little, hey, this feels good. I mean,
Yeah, you know, the first week I was like, wow, parang my face is getting smaller. And I was
Yeah.
like, after 2 weeks, I was like, wow, I lost about 7 or 8 pounds.
Wow.
And the people in rep were like, we don't see it. When you're that big, you don't really see it.
Yeah.
Unless it's mga 10 pounds,
Yeah.
mga 10 to 15. That's when it just slowly, wow, it was just
So
going
after
down.
1 month, they were like,
After 1 month, they're
wow,
like,
Jem, what
but they were
happened?
seeing me every day, so they sort
yeah,
of,
don't- yeah,
when you
yeah.
see each other every day,
Yeah.
like you know, your family, you don't
the
notice.
people who didn't see me, the ones who like I'd see like after a month, or my classmates in school were like, wow, you're really
Wow.
losing weight. And then after 4 months, some people didn't even recognize me. They're like,
Really?
Yeah, huge
Yeah.
change. You have to understand, you know, they have a huge Barada family and they always have birthday parties and the food's
always eat.
always good.
Really?
Yeah.
So it was kind of hard. Plus, breakfast was the meal we had before going to sleep.
actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
we go to
So-
Gouda.
Yeah, but Cutie
everywhere,
never
filling
really-
station.
Filling
She never
station.
really gained weight.
Well, Cutie
No,
was
there were
always,
times, right?
Like she
yeah,
eats-
but you
she
were
eats,
always
but
like
always-
just right.
Yeah,
and
always
curvy. Yeah.
curvy, and
Yeah.
even if she eats a lot, you know, she doesn't gain weight.
But we
Yeah.
love food, see? We always
Yeah.
have like our traditional strawberry shakes and Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Yeah. And then after that, I started working out. Because I
Yeah, he
lost weight.
never worked
I
out
lost
before.
weight
What kind of
without
working out? Gym?
Gym.
Cardio.
But he
Even
did it
until now.
religiously after.
Yeah.
But before that, zero.
Yeah.
How
Zero
religious?
exercise.
What is religious?
Like
Every day.
Ooh, 1 hour a day.
I was so scared. When you lose that much weight, there's a phobia na na parang, oh shit.
That's
Oops.
too much.
Not supposed to say
Yeah.
that. That
It's
you
too
know
fast.
you might gain it all back because you lost it so
But
fast.
first,
right?
you only did cardio, right?
Cardio,
He
yeah.
refused to do weights first.
Then now I still get tired of doing weights,
So-
but I swim.
Ah, you
Yeah.
Which is
swim.
good.
A
I
lot.
swim a lot.
A lot.
How a lot? Almost every day.
Like maybe every other day.
What time do you swim?
Lately it's in the evening, but
Uh-huh.
before I used to swim in the afternoon when
Like
I
around
wake up.
4.
Evening before going out.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
But then you get hungry after swimming.
yeah, then you can eat. No, what I
Because
do
you're
is
burning.
I start working out with an empty stomach. So let's say if I eat a heavy dinner the night before, because now I eat normally na eh. Or sometimes I won't eat dinner, depending on the day. 1 meal a day lang. But if I do, I'll work out on an empty stomach and then I'll eat after.
So-
Which is, I think, really healthy. I mean, I've read in most books that
Yeah.
it should be like that.
So do you drink lots of water?
Yes, I do. Well, especially because 2 years ago or last year, I got kidney stones because
Lack of water.
I don't drink water.
We
Cutie.
both don't drink
I always
water.
tell her.
We always remind each other,
Bad
drink
habit.
water.
Bad
Yes,
habit.
Yeah.
yes.
So now, whenever I can buy bottle of water, I'll drink it.
Ah.
Scary eh.
Scary.
Okay. So how did he start?
Sorry,
in show
in
business.
show business.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's right. We're still
yes,
not
yes.
there.
We're still on the diet.
We're still on the diet.
The thing
Okay.
is, I like to talk about the diet.
Yeah, well, so I lost weight, and then they're like, why don't you go to VTR? Sabi ko, what's that? Basta, for commercials. I'm like, yeah, right, whatever. No, try lang. My first VTR, I got a commercial. Imagine that.
Wow.
What is that?
some
Well, how
people-
many times did you have to go?
One VTR.
Was that the Cornetto?
No, Pizza Hut with
Pizza
Mikey
Hut.
Coangco. It was
Oh.
like,
Oh, Mikey.
Mikey was endorsing Pizza Mia of Pizza Hut. It was like her own pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was the lead already, right away. It was
First
Mikey
commercial
and
was
then
lead.
me. First commercial, first VTR, lead right away. I was like,
Wow.
pwede pala, kaya, diba? And then, mas my confidence because you're a stage actor. And,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
it was such a cinch for me compared to like
Compared
the
to
other,
stage,
like,
live,
no,
yeah.
and compared to the other people who were auditioning. Because I was like, this is so easy, diba? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little bit overacting pa because sometimes in the
Yeah.
commercials they want it to be like pushed, right? And then after that, I just started going to all the VTRs, and then I got like maybe like 8 or 9 commercials. I had like Ladies' Choice, I had San Miguel Beer, and then an Pepsi, and then I did Coke, and then finally one really big one, which was Selecta Cornetto.
That was the best. You remember there was like a hole and then the guy splits on top of the hole?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
him.
That's me.
That was Jam, yeah.
So that big one got me everything. Oh, and at that time also, just right before that, I did a play called Rent.
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 Yeah, which for me was probably the best play I've ever done and the best role I ever played. So
He played like Mark, right?
Yeah.
To a T. It was so good. It was better than the Broadway version.
No naman.
No, I told you that, right? I watched Broadway, Rent on Broadway, and I was almost bored to tears. And it was so mahal. It's like $125. And I watched it here, and I was so impressed. Michael was part of it.
Yes.
Ampy.
Michael de Mesa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did such a good job.
actually, yeah, the original cast of Rent Manila was pretty good. Even the people from New York who came were
They even took it to Singapore for a while,
yeah.
right?
So we went to Singapore, and I think I did about 150 or more shows of Rent.
So he
and
got
I still
known
want to do more.
as the Cornetto boy. Like we'd be going around Boracay or wherever,
Yeah.
and we are like, "Oh, Cornetto."
I think the part of the reason why I got the Cornetto commercial was because of Rent also.
Right.
A lot of the advertising people had seen the
Had
show
seen this show.
and saw me at the VTR and said, "Oh, it's the Rent guy." So that sort of
It's
gave
the
me a
Rent
little.
guy.
It gave me a little push. Parang, uy.
Out
So I
of
did
Rent
that.
came the offer from.
Yes, ABS-CBN to join Talent Center.
Yeah.
Actually, okay. So it wasn't really an offer. This is what happened. I had left rap and I said, I want to be an artista because you know, deep inside, I always wanted to be an artista.
Yeah, you look
You know,
like
you-
one guy, I told you.
You get out of college and you're like, what am I gonna do with my life? At first, I wanted to be a filmmaker because I was com
Oh,
arts.
Yeah, so he took that.
No,
so
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
knows
it's
about.
still connected to showbiz.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It is.
Yes.
And then when you become a theater actor, you become such a snob to showbiz. You know, you're like,
I'm better than they are.
I'm a classically trained actor. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna delve into like showbiz, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, no, I'm gonna be an artista because when I was in Bacolod growing up,
He grew up in Bacolod.
Yeah, I grew up in the
Yeah.
province. I wanted to be an artista. I used to watch Martin and Pops. You know what I mean?
Who
right?
again?
Martin and Pops.
So again?
And Gary
Okay,
V.
yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Who I like.
Hi, Martin.
I love Gary V.
Hi, Gary.
Hi,
Gary
Pops.
V. I love Martin too. Thank you for the CD.
Two. You love
T.O.O.
Martin too. Yeah. So do we.
Okay.
Yeah. Two.
Two.
Exactly.
And then, anyway, so...
Bahala kayo
okay.
dyan.
So I joined... Oh, I know. What I did was, this is funny. A lot of people don't know this, but I wrote Johnny Manahan a letter. And I said, Dear Mr. M, I would like to, you know, join Talent Center.
Yes.
And I'm willing to forgo my career in theater to go full-time in show business. I went to ABS by myself,
And he brought
gave
it.
the letter to the secretary, and so she gave it to Mr. M. And then the next day I get a call, Mr. M wants to see you.
Oh my gosh.
And then I get
Did
there.
you put your picture?
Yeah, I had a picture, resume, everything. And then I get there and it's cattle call, like one long line.
So you
and
thought
I'm
it
like,
was gonna be just you and your
Oh
what
my
am I
God! Oh my
doing
gosh,
here?
yeah.
Parang I'm too old for this. At that time,
Parang
feeling
star
ko
circle
old na
back
ako.
something.
Yeah. so many people, I'm sure some of them are like artistas na now. I just don't even remember who. Or probably like didn't even get discovered until years after.
Yes.
Because everyone just goes to all those cattle calls, right? And then so he singled me out and he's like, sing another song, right? So I
Do you remember what song?
Yeah, I do.
Go,
What song?
sing it.
Martin's song.
Okay,
What?
come
Which song?
on.
But will you say that you love me and show me that you care? Then he cut me. He's like, another song. I'm like, what kind of fool am I? Basta kahit ano na lang, right? And then next song. And then he's like,
Okay, next song,
well,
next song. Come
What
on.
is the next song? Do you remember?
And now I'm falling fast again.
He was probably saying, oh, this song is too easy for this guy. He's doing it so
Right?
well. So another song.
On the wings of love, up and above the clouds.
And he
the
says,
only
sus,
way
kaya
to
pala niya
fly."
lahat.
Okay na yan, so okay
yeah.
na. And then he goes, this is gonna take long, but we'll call you. I'm like, naku, ito na ang we'll call you na yan,
Don't
di ba?
call us, we'll call you.
And then they never called. It was just so long. I was just like,
How long? Months?
maybe 2-3 weeks, but that's long
3
already.
weeks,
Especially
okay.
like after that, you're
Yeah,
expecting.
after
Yeah.
you're
After the
getting
next
singled
day, you
out
get,
and everything,
diba?
right?
When my Cornetto commercial came out, and Rent came out, and you know all of the press and everything, all of a sudden I get a call. They want you to guest on ASAP, and then from there,
Boom.
Yun
So
na.
he'd be guesting in
And then
ASAP.
Ah.
Then he got the
Singing.
VJ.
then I became a VJ,
for Studio 23 with Janice.
With
Okay,
Janice, yeah.
And Bianca.
okay.
That was just I met Mekoy Kyoge. He was our boss at that time, but he's not in 23 anymore. And I went up to him and I said, "Sir, baka naman you need guy VJs. You should get guy VJs.
'Cause
You
at
know,
the time it
it's
was all girls.
Eh.
Oh,
you know, it was
okay.
Pia Pilapil, Janice Bronsroller, who was the other
Bianca.
one? Bianca
Araneta. Yeah.
And so he was like, "Are you serious?" I go, "Yeah, I really want to." And then the next day, I got an audition, and then I got it. So
He
I
was
a
the
VJ.
first male VJ.
Yeah.
At Studio
Oh,
23.
and how
Yeah.
did you like that?
Oh, it was like
It was
those were like
great.
one of my best times
Yeah.
on TV. For me, Studio 23, when we started it, it was really a party channel. It was high end, you know. We had really good shows. We had parties everywhere. We were flown from like Manila to Cebu, Davao.
Oh,
It was just
really? So much
party,
fun.
party and fun. You know, really young, barkada and all that. And
Yeah.
it was great. It was like you experienced it because like you know I'd go to Cebu and
Right.
QT would join
How long
us.
were you doing that?
I did it for like maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, a long
It was
time.
long, a long
Oh, a
time.
long
I was a
time.
VJ for a long time. And then in between that, I had my own show, which was called On Air.
Yes, we do know because we had Ariel and Maverick here.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us about that show.
On Air was like the first ever reality-based TV show in the Philippines, and I'm
Right.
proud to say that.
Produced by Chris
Krista.
and Ton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who actually became really good friends of mine. Ton was already my friend.
Yeah,
before
Todd's my
that.
cousin-in-law.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Oh, small world. So there, I met Chris, and they were like, "You
Hi,
want to do this
Chris.
show?
Hi, Ton.
Hi, Crystal.
You want to do this show?" And I was like, "Sure, you know. What concept, you know, how would you like it set up?" And I was like, "I want it to be like Doc Soup, where I just have a white background, graphics, and I'm sitting in a beanbag, and
Which
I'm just
started
making fun of
out
myself."
in his bedroom
Oh.
And which stayed in my bedroom for
for
years.
quite some time. So he
For
just had this
years.
like
I had a beanbag and a
Beanbag?
white sweep, and we had one camera
Okay.
where we turned the aperture, like we opened the aperture and made it like really like glossy and like white wash at the back, and it worked, and it got really high ratings. We had so many sponsors. We
So
were
what would
so
you do?
popular
Like,
that
what
we had
kind
a
of
cult
reality?
following. Like, you know, we had like pausa words like stig, like, you know, we'd stig, lufet, we'd go like that. And, like, I'd walk in the street and
What
people
does
would go
that
up to me and go, lufet. They'd go
What
like
does that mean?
Malupet.
Lupet.
Stig is a stig. So, you know, we had our own little, we had a cult following, especially of students. So that was like a great experience until, of course, it died a natural death after like 5 years, I think.
That's
but
a long
it served its
time.
purpose naman. Eh.
Yeah.
Parang,
And then suddenly we have all these reality shows.
it was ahead of its
now.
time. Sayang. Sayang. And then now, parang, there are some shows that sort of copy it.
Yeah.
But, hindi eh. The beauty of On Air was it was so raw. It was so, like, amateur.
Yeah,
it was so
yeah.
student that people just,
Yeah.
you know,
and
took it
could
for what it
relate
was.
from that.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Ganun
It was a
lang.
great show. Very funny, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and
It was.
we had guests here.
Ariel and
Ariel
Maverick,
and
who are so
Maverick.
popular now. I'm so proud of them. They started in my show and they're big stars, you know.
They would plan every week what to do when they go to the booth.
They
in
entered our
Gloriata.
booth and
Yes,
they made
yes.
and they made their own show. And they made their own show and we were just cracking up the whole time. And I was like, wow, man. Until they got their own show and the ratings were much higher than ours. And I remember they used to always say, yan si JM. Dati sa show lang kami niyan. Ngayon, masikat na kami ni JM. And it's true. It's true. And I'm so
that's
proud.
No,
I'm
you're
so
just
proud.
ass.
No, it's true. No, but they love to joke around about it. Yeah.
Well, they still have their own show, which is good.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
them.
Yes,
And they're on
yes.
GMA. I mean,
Yes,
you know,
Right, right.
they're contract stars of GMA. They used to be with TV5.
Okay.
But they transferred to the bigger station.
Okay, so now in your morning show.
Now I have a morning show for a while.
Serious? Are you serious
No,
there?
no. I think the reason why they also got me was because they need that hyper makulit JM. They like it when I
Yeah.
do my on-air tactics.
If you've ever seen him host, he's really funny.
Okay,
Sometimes.
No, he's not like the normal host that's stiff and
Yeah.
he's just like almost jologs and funny, really, really
So
funny.
you watch at 6 o'clock in the morning?
She's
No.
actually my best critic because Cutie will tell me the truth.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
you also tell
She's
her?
like my mom also. I'll call my mom and my mom will tell me the truth.
Yeah, there has to be someone in her life who'll tell
Someone
you,
who
okay,
will
that was
tell you,
boring,
and-
that was
yeah.
bad, hey, that worked.
Yeah, or
that
you know,
really
you look
worked.
tired.
Yeah, take off your
Oh,
glasses.
take this out, do
fix
this
your
and
hair,
that.
whatever.
You do your mannerisms and all that. Because sometimes your friends will just say,
Nice,
nice, galing,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
galing. And I'm like,
Good job. Yeah.
Yes.
diba?
Well, you know, it really takes something for somebody to be able to say that. Not
Yeah, a good
everybody
friend.
can.
Yeah, also,
No,
yeah.
not all friends can.
No, but you know what? In theater kasi, we're very open to criticism. In
Mm-hmm.
fact, we're the ones who will say, don't watch our play, it's pangit.
Yeah.
Ganun kami. So, I take that, I bring that with me in showbiz
Yeah.
and on TV. And when people go up to me and say, dude, kailangan ng trabaho ang TV show mo. I'm like, oo nga, tama ka. Give
But
me all the constructive criticism.
Were you always like that? Like you could take criticism?
I don't think everyone can really take.
No,
I
they
mean,
can't.
no, I mean,
Choose who we take the criticism
yeah,
from,
you know,
actually.
people who
Yeah.
you respect, but not someone who's feeling I know everything. You
Yeah.
know,
Who's done
'Cause
less work than
there will
you.
be like people
Yeah.
like in my gym who will just go up to me and say, dapat ganito yung ano mo iho yung show mo dapat may ganun ganun. I'll be like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
they
but deep
say that,
inside I'm
yeah.
like, kailan ka naman naging expert sa TV,
Yes,
tito,
yes.
di ba? But ganun na lang, you just say yes, you know, for respect, but you don't really.
Yeah, many people. Yeah, also.
You
come
listen to
up.
the ones with experience, you know, like I remember Rico Gutierrez, who's a good friend of ours, Direk Rico, would go up to me and say, Jay, ito lang yung kailangan sayang na ganun. I'm like, oh, tama ka.
Yeah.
No, you listen to people who are in the business and who are successful and
Yes.
who definitely know what they're doing, you know, who have trained. And
Yes. But see, since we're in this business and we're public figures,
Right.
people just say anything about us. Oh, you know, we watch your show, this and that. You're like this. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, okay. Thank
JM
you.
will just
Thank you
smile
for
and show his
watching.
dimple.
No, in
Yeah,
fact, in on air, we had a section called comment section, which became the best
Oh
section.
yeah, that was so funny.
It became the best section because I read all the negative stuff.
All
Oh, okay.
good and bad. And then sometimes
All.
he'd answer them. He's like,
And I-
ano, hindi naman eh.
Or yeah, like JM, ang laki ng butas ng ilong mo. It became like,
And then he'd like
What-
show the
what
nose.
is-
yeah.
What is
It-
the worst thing that was said about you?
for me, that was the worst na.
But you had a comeback.
Or
What
yung
did
mga
you do?
or mga tipong, ang show nyo walang kwenta, walang aral na
But
mapupulot.
the people who say that are watching it.
Yeah, no, and I'd answer, I'd be like, kung gusto nyo ng show na may kwenta, manood na lang kayo ng tele-aralan ng kakayahan or Humorful Lakas Tao or something like that, you know? And people would just laugh.
Yeah.
Ganun na lang. You know, you really shouldn't, in life, I think, not only on TV, you shouldn't take yourself too seriously because when you do that, then people will see through
So
it.
you're not so sensitive.
Not anymore. I used to be.
He used to be.
I used
Yeah.
to
And he used to be like a yes man. Like
Oh,
Jim
okay.
Carrey.
be. Yes,
Jim Carrey.
yes, yes. Yeah, no.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, now I'm
We
not a
taught him
pushover.
well.
I was like that before.
Cutie
A
taught me
yes
well.
man,
Stop saying yes.
sensitive.
Stop it. You're too nice. You have to
I'm like,
put your
stop
foot
it.
down. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know, I can see myself in you.
Diba? But I think you learn that with age.
Yes,
You grow
yes.
up and you're like, hey,
You know, I can say no.
hey, I've gone through a lot already. I'm not gonna be a pushover anymore.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
See? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he used to always
And then
say
you
yes
also
to
know-
everything.
I was thinking
Yeah.
that also.
And then I used to always care about what other people would say.
Yeah,
Like,
and
see,
think.
oh,
like
they're
that.
saying this, they're thinking this of me. But when you grow a little bit older, you're like, Hell, I know who my friends are.
Yeah.
You know.
And I can say that about him too.
Yeah. No, I'm not even gonna mind that. I'm not gonna go down. You know.
That's right.
But you're a little bit affected.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
Just
Just
a
a little
Konti
bit.
lang. We'll have more of J.M. Rodriguez, Juan Miguel Rodriguez, when we come back. So don't you go away because there's lots more you want to know.
I mean, really. Nagbabalik po ang she said, and of course, we still have with us the cute, fresh, dimpled J.M. Rodriguez, or Juan Miguel Rodriguez.
Really deep dimples
Yeah,
too.
I know.
Thank-
I
so-
love that.
Thank God, my mom gave it to me.
Yeah.
So
You
your
guys
mom
don't mind
has
I'm sitting
dimples.
like this. I want to be like Matt Lauer. You know, in my morning show.
Really?
In my morning show, I'm not allowed. It's so weird. We're not allowed to sit like this.
Why?
Or like
You're
this.
guys.
I'm watching Matt Lauer in the Today
He sits
Show, and
like
he's
that.
like
And it
so
looks
calm, you know, and it looks really nice and relaxed and very
Wait,
British gentlemanly.
What is the reason why they don't want you
I don't
to?
know. They said it doesn't look good, but
So-
I think it looks relaxed.
Of all examples, so Tom, right? So
Tom
he's
Cruise,
a Tom
right?
Cruise.
You know, the other way. Okay, do the other way. No, the other
Oh, this?
leg. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
We're also not allowed to do that.
Only because you're in a skirt. But wait, before
But
anything
it
else,
would be weird.
Oh,
bro,
yeah,
we
yeah.
have something for you. This is from
Oh,
R&M, of
Wow,
course,
my
from
favorite.
Cebu, your
She
favorite.
Yummy.
Pineapple, tamarind, and dried mangoes.
you know I'm gonna finish this right after.
Right
That's
after.
from R&M, dried
Okay.
mangoes.
Ah,
Thank you
perfect.
And we
Thank
also
you.
have some hot chocolate and facial soap from Classic Herbs Corporation for
Wow,
you.
thank you.
Thank you
Wow.
to Tita Lilian, Tita Cora, Jay,
Hey,
and John.
thanks,
Thank you to
guys.
SM
Thanks.
for our clothes.
Yes, SM Department Stores.
And thank you to Tony and Guy, Wendell, Gian, Tere.
Can
TJ.
I say thank you to?
Sherry.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
I'd like to say thank you to Folded and Hung
Oh.
and Basement Salon.
Right.
Yes.
And also thank you to Beverly Hills 6750.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
very,
and thank
very
you
good.
also to Dr. Levi Lansangan and Dr. Anna Lansangan of Shemian, Manila. And hi to Mert Besa of Besas.
Okay.
Okay.
So, wait,
And we
before,
go on.
yeah, we want to show your most recent commercial, the one
Yes,
you made.
last year I was very fortunate to get an endorsement for Century Tuna because yes, now I eat healthy.
Very good.
Yes, I still have time to eat my fried chickens.
As you
but,
can
How often is fried chicken your favorite?
yes, I love chicken.
He loves
Any
chicken.
anything chicken.
And-
That
anything
is
chicken,
JM,
so-
planting, tree planting.
Okay. Let's
So-
see that.
Ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, gumaya po kayo. Plant a tree. There.
Whoa.
Have you had your Century Tuna today? There you go. So yeah,
Nice.
I've been eating healthy,
Okay,
which is really good.
I want to know how you eat your century tuna. Do you like it plain? Do you like
Tuna flakes.
tuna flakes?
In
you
olive
open
oil.
it,
in
yes.
olive oil.
And
Have
you
them
just
fry it just a little bit. Okay lang naman
fry
yan
it
eh.
with
In its
Gisa.
own, yeah, gisa lang. And then, eat it with brown rice. Brown rice.
brown rice.
Brown or red rice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
And then do you also eat the different kinds like do you put flavor? Do you like it flavor, the
no,
tuna?
okay na.
As is.
Okay
Just
na,
like
as
that.
is, yeah. And then, if I'm on a diet, maybe I'll do a Century Tuna with zero fat mayonnaise and make it a...
Is there zero fat mayonnaise?
Oh, there is, of course, yeah.
How does it taste?
It tastes good, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so you mix it with zero fat mayonnaise and eat it with wheat bread. Not bad. You're busog na with
Okay,
wheat.
so you finish the whole can,
Yeah,
one can.
one can.
And how much rice?
And maybe a cup of brown rice.
Brown rice, ah.
yeah.
Wait,
Brown
of
rice.
all the plays that you've watched, because we watched a lot of plays on Broadway,
Broadway.
which do you think is your favorite to
That's
date?
such a good question, huh? Wow.
Thank you, Ron.
Because I've never really
Thought about it.
Thought about it.
Right.
What did I really, really enjoy when some of it I watched with you, I know.
Of course, I won't remember.
I'd say Into the Woods.
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods with Vanessa Williams. I didn't really like Vanessa Williams, but I thought the play was
So
really
the
good.
play as a whole because of what? The
Sorry,
set?
sorry. Can I
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure,
change
sure.
your mind. It's okay.
Change my
Delete.
Wicked.
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 That's right.
Okay,
Wicked was
because
wonderful.
of
Just story and the performers. The cast was great. You know, I watched a good cast. I was fortunate to have gotten a seat in front.
Yes.
It was like, I just went. So I was like, I have to watch Wicked. I was like, I need one seat. I need one seat either on a Saturday or on a Sunday. I don't care. I'm only here for the weekend. And they had one seat, which was like right in front, like 3 rows center.
Oh.
It was like those mga, maybe the seats of the cast or the director, and then someone didn't use it.
Yeah.
So I sat.
So since you're a stage actor, is it more interesting to watch plays now?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah.
homework, you know.
Yeah.
I think
And you can see
every
things that you
actor
never
should.
really noticed before,
Oh
or
yeah,
you
and you
wouldn't
learn.
notice.
You learn a lot. It's really research more than anything. You sit down there and you're like, these are things that I should do. You know,
Yes.
This is the acting style that.
Yeah, or I can
Is-
use the style.
Yeah, that is uso na. Hindi na uso yung mga OA before, diba? They thought that when you're on stage, it has to be big. And
Yes, yes.
You know, now on Broadway, everyone's very contained
Uh-huh.
and very truthful, almost similar to TV and
Yes.
film acting.
So that's why they were saying when people are on stage and they have all this big acting, when they go on television,
They
they're
have
like
to
now
really-
OA.
They
So
gotta
you
tone
have
it
to
down.
tone it.
Yeah, you really have to tone it down because I think, if anything, I learned on TV and on film, you make the camera capture it for you instead of you
You.
pushing it to the camera.
Yes.
Because
Of
you
all
can
the
zoom
roles
in.
you've played,
It has to be Mark in
Mark, Rent,
Definitely,
that was Rent.
Definitely.
Okay, what was his role?
Rent, you know, when I had left Rep and Bobby Garcia, my director, called me and said, would you like to be in this play Rent? And I had no idea what it was. And he's like, I'm casting for just one of the ensemble parts. And I'm like, sure, Bob. I'm a starving artist. I don't have work. I'll do it. And then at that time, the guy who was gonna play Mark, which is one of the leads, like the narrator of the
who's
play,
gonna play Mark?
Jello, Francisco, one singer, really good singer. He was in Three of a Kind. Remember that group, Three of a Kind? Annie, Jello, and anyway. So
Annie
he
of
couldn't.
Company? No.
No.
Anyway.
So he couldn't make the rehearsals.
Yeah.
So he had to back out, and so the role just
Fell
in
on
my
your lap.
lap.
Yeah.
Oh, meant for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lead role. The whole
Yeah.
play opens with Mark, right?
Yeah, he opens the show, and he's the one who weaves the whole show together, basically. So it was probably like the best role I ever played because I, of course, used a lot of my truth
Yes.
in it. So when you use a lot of your truth, then it becomes you
Yes.
and another character at the same time.
He actually had a fan base. Like, I know of a guy, a
All
real
of us,
guy.
all of us.
No, a real guy, the friend of Carlo, who watched Rent again and like brought flowers just to give to JM,
Really?
whom he didn't even know because he thought that he was so excellent on stage.
Wow! Congratulations.
He doesn't even remember this. We
There
tried
were
like
just so many
reminding
shows,
him.
you know.
Yeah.
When we did that play, there were a group called the Rent Heads, and this happens like everywhere in the world where there's rent. They're actually fans, and they're called the Rent Heads. And there were Rent Heads in the Philippines who watched the show more than 6 or 7 times.
Really?
And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met people who went up to me and said, I watched you guys like 3 or 4 times, and I'm like, wow.
Was that? Was there a rerun? Was
There
there?
was,
Yeah,
there
right.
was, yeah.
Last year.
Yeah, so that's why
And
I said
then
we did
original
it like
cast.
mga 200 times, more than 200, because we did Manila, and then we went to Singapore and stayed there
Yes,
for
yes.
a month and a half, and then we went
The
back.
whole month and a half you didn't come home.
It
No,
was so
they
successful.
had a ball.
It was actually bigger in Singapore than it was in the Philippines because in Singapore, usually theater gets support from the government. But because this play was so risque,
Yes.
the government pulled out support. And it became such a big issue in Singapore, so everyone
The more
came to
people-
watch.
Everybody
it.
watched.
We were so popular that they were throwing us parties everywhere, you know?
And how
Rent
often?
parties.
How often were your shows?
Grabe. The
Every
shows
day.
where we were like performing on Broadway Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. Our only
Black
break was
Monday.
Monday.
Gosh.
So we would go out Sunday night. Party pa rin.
So how many Filipinos left? How many were you?
Almost the whole cast was like about maybe 30. I'd say 30.
And would
Yeah.
you still rehearse?
Yeah, we rehearsed a little bit
Pick up
before that
rehearsals.
because we had to put 2 or 3 Singaporeans in the cast.
Oh. So what would you do during the day?
Sleep.
Ah.
And
Dapat.
eat chicken rice.
I'd eat chicken,
Chicken
rice.
rice!
Yeah.
I love it.
I'd go to Kopitiam. You know Kopitiam?
Yes.
Kopitiam, we had a song, kasi the song of Kopitiam, and then we changed the lyrics. We went, Kopitiam, Kopitiam dahil ang per diem mababa lang. Yung per diem namin ang baba eh. So, Kopitiam na naman tayo araw-araw para mura, di ba?
Do you drink coffee?
No.
No.
But I don't know what Kopitiam means though. It probably means something.
I don't know. But the funnest play you've been part of the cast for?
Funnest, like
Fun
because
and
it
backstage.
was a comedy or backstage.
Fun because maybe it was a comedy or fun. Let's do
Jesus
another
Christ
one.
Superstar.
Oh yeah, that was it. I had 16 costume changes in that play.
Oh, so you're together also that. How many
Yeah.
plays did you do together?
We did